Now that we've known how to finish our tables, we're going to do some probability with it. Okay, so first we're going to complete this two-way table, and then we're going to answer these questions right below here. So we just got some practice with that. And now we have 16 minus 7 gets us to 9. 9 plus 27 gets us to 36 over here for a total of people who don't use Facebook. And 16 plus what gets us to 64? We can take 64 and just subtract to get here. And that is 48. So we have 48 here. And then we'll take 48 and subtract 27 to get here, which is 21. And 7 plus 21 is 28. And last but not least, don't forget to check to make sure that these numbers both add up to equal 64. And once you check that they both do, then you can continue on and answer these questions. So we'll have probability of Facebook users. So to do that, we're going to take the number of Facebook users, divide it by the number of total people. Remember, this is going to bring us back to theoretical probability from day 10, I believe. So number of Facebook users total, we have 28. That's where I got this number from, because it's the total, if you draw an arrow all the way over, Facebook users, and divide it by the total number of people, which is that 64 here at the very bottom corner. And that is going to be 0.4375, which is pretty close to, if you round up and move your decimal place over, pretty close to 44%. Now for part B, we're doing the probability of Facebook, and then what does the sign stand for? It stands for and. Remember, if you draw an A, it means and. So that's the intersection of where they meet. So probably Facebook, and to do that, you're going to want to draw, I like to draw arrows connecting and where they meet up. So if we're starting here, we're going, and we're finding out where Snapchat, so Facebook and Snapchat, where they meet. If I were to draw lines, it's where they connect, and they connect in this box right here, where it's 7. So we have 7 over, what's our total? 64. 7 64ths is equivalent to 0.09, or 109, I mean, or 10.9%. Or you can round up and say 11%. It really depends on how you're asked to round, but we won't be too picky with that. Now we're finding the probability of Facebook, or, this means or, remember, from day 12, I want to say, yeah, day 12. So probability of Facebook or Snapchat. This one is a little bit trickier because you remember how we had to subtract when we did our Venn diagrams, we would end up subtracting that intersection to find out the solo people who just, for instance, just had Snapchat and not both Snapchat and, let's say, Facebook. Okay, so now probability of Snapchat or Facebook where they meet, so we'll have, that's going to be probably, so we have Snapchat, we have that 7 plus the 9 plus, and then Facebook, 21 plus 7. But see how that 7 was written down twice? That means we're gonna have to subtract. We're not going to be including one of those 7s that we added, because that would double count, and we don't want to double count it. So then we are just left with 21 plus 9 plus 7, which is going to be equivalent to 37. So we have 37 people who use Facebook or Snapchat out of 64. And let's see what that is the same as. In a decimal form, 37 divided by 64 gets you to 57.8, or sorry, 0.578, which is the same thing as saying 57.8%. So remember, we subtracted that second 7 because it was double counting it. So we wanted to get rid of those doubles that overlap. Now we're going to go on and do another one here. Okay, so let's first complete the Venn diagram. So we have 16 plus 46 plus blank equals 65. So we'll take 65 minus 16 minus 46 to get us 3 here. And then 28 minus 16 here to fill in what's here. So we took 28 minus 16 to fill out to fill in what goes here. Got 12. And we'll take 46 plus 51. Total is 97 here. Then to get this one, we'll take 12 plus 51 plus 3. Yeah, that's to 66. And then we'll check and make sure they both equal 131. And they do. So now we're going to find the probability of having a female. Our total number of females here is 66. So we're taking total number of females, 66, over, because if I were to draw an arrow from the females over, there's our total, over 131. And that is equivalent to be roughly, let's see, 66 divided by 131. It's 0.504, which is roughly, I'll round down in the percentage, I'll say that's 50%. And probability of not having female, that's equivalent to the probability of being male. So you can either take 65 over 131, or remember our little shortcut, we can take the probability of the whole, which is 100%, and subtract the probability of female, so minus 50%. And that gets us to 50%. So they roughly are equal, the male and female ratio. So now we're going to do part C, probability of having a bachelor degree. That means, what does this thing mean? That means or high school diploma. So let's do that. Take our total of our bachelor degree. So we have 97 here. And then or high school plus that 28. And that's going to be 125. So 125 total either have a bachelor or a high school diploma. Then we'll take that to find the percentage. We'll divide it by the total number of people, which is 131. And that's going to be 0.954, which is equivalent to about 95.4%. Now we have the probability of bachelor. What does this mean? And high school diploma. Oops, and. Okay, so bachelor. And let's see, we have to see where they intersect. Bachelor, we keep drawing to see if we get to high school. Well, high school is in the same, they're both in the column category. They're in the same category. So in that, if they're in the same category, they can't be both. So that's just, it can't occur at the same time. And this type of question, it's not asking, for instance, in real life, you can have a high school diploma and a bachelor's degree and a master's. This is just asking I'll say the highest that you've gotten, essentially. So we're thinking of it in terms of that way, where you can't have two things be your highest education level. So now E, probability of female, what does it stand for? Or. So now we'll have our female, we have 12 plus 51 plus 3. So that's our females. And then or masters, so we'll add our masters. 3 plus, see this 3 here, that's the overlap. So we can't include that. Remember, we can't add that other 3. So then we just be adding that 6 as our next step. So we added these numbers. But we didn't add this one twice. Only add once. So then once we do that, that's all said and done. I have 69. I want to double check. 12 plus. Oh no, I did. I was way off. Oops. I must have forgotten. I'm going to double check though. Did I add that 3 twice? No, I didn't. 12 plus 51 plus 3 plus 3 plus 6. Yeah, so 75. Then we have 75 over 131. 75 divided by 131 is equal to 0.57, or roughly 57. Oh, 7%. Again, feel free to pause or rewind or rewatch anything. And remember to complete the homework and homework quiz. And if you have any questions, feel free to email. Thank you.